In early September of 2020, unusually high winds and continued dry weather caused the rapid expansion of multiple wildfires in Oregon. Over 1 million acres were burned and about 40,000 people were evacuated, while about 500,000 people were warned to be ready for evacuation. Many small towns in the Santiam Canyon were devastated. Detroit was one of those towns. As the firefighters from the Idana Detroit Rural Fire Protection District battled to save the town, they soon became overwhelmed by the fire and were forced to abandon the district, leaving their equipment and fire truck to the destructive forces of the Beech Creek fire.
I really spent a lot of my career in the Santiam Canyon, and so I know the area. I know a lot of the people there. I know a lot of the fire service personnel. And it really struck me, just as, on a human level, knowing the people that are up there and then looking at the devastation. We were in a position that we had a fire engine that was ready to be retired. And so we knew that we were going to get rid of this piece of apparatus. And then I thought, well, this is probably the best time to get it done and get rid of it. And so I made a phone call to the board of directors and got a consensus from all of them that I wanted to take the apparatus as is with everything on it and get it declared surplus and donate it to the Detroit Fire District. Of course, 100% board agreement. What we did is we went and got the engine, fueled it up, put a new battery on it, and myself and the operations chief drove it straight to Detroit. I called Chief Ewing, let him know that we're on our way, and we drove up and delivered the engine right to him. And it was a pretty neat experience driving up there and presenting this engine to the fire chief and to the people up there. Really neat thing was that before we delivered it, all the firefighters here in Aurora signed the hood of the engine. And in fact, we have a poster right behind you that somebody from Detroit sent us of the signatures and the messages that we had sent off to the firefighters of Detroit. Of course, this was a gift to the fire district, but it was really more as a gift to the people of Detroit. They lost everything, and they needed that engine far worse than we did.
While this act of kindness and generosity was greatly appreciated by the Idana Detroit Fire District, Chief Williams considered his actions to be par for the course as it relates to the firefighting community.
I don't think it's that extraordinary that we donated an engine to somebody. They needed it, we didn't. And that's the fire service. If we would have been in a reverse situation where the devastation was occurring here, I know that there's people in this state that would have done the same thing.
That benevolent spirit was also found in abundant supply in the community of Aurora.
I think benevolence is a really great word for everything that happened the week of these historic fires that Oregon had. In the midst of Aurora donating the engine, we were really a center where people were coming to the fire station. We hosted all of Colton Fire District. They came to our station because their station was under evacuation orders. Once I got a phone call that we were going to be housing additional firefighters that were on the line, what I did was I had a Facebook post on the Aurora Fire and the Aurora Fire Twitter page saying that we have firefighters coming. If the community can help us out with some food, that'd be great. What I didn't realize was how much the community would answer this call. Our apparatus bays are full of, 5-6 pieces of apparatus. The community came out in droves and not only provided food for the firefighters that were working, but we started donations for everybody that was impacted in both Marion and Clackamas counties.
While there is much you can say that was bad about 2020, including a destructive pandemic that continues to spread, there is a mighty force called the human spirit that Chief Williams believes is far more contagious.
If the call was ever out again that we needed anything, that spreads worse than any plague and any virus. And it's really important to note that people that came here, they didn't always live here, they didn't always work here, but they spread that throughout their social networks. And so it just kept growing and growing and growing. We had businesses donate to us. We had U-Haul donate a 26-foot truck. And that's how we used vehicles to donate and take them to other centers. So I really think that's the Oregon spirit that really showed during this past year and primarily during these fires. And I feel we're fortunate that Aurora Fire was a part of that.